What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to do a follow-up video on this Jack Murphy situation because I made a video here on the channel last night about Jack Murphy's appearance on Timcast IRL over on Tim Pool's channel. I was very strong in my opinions, as I usually am, and I knew I was going to get at least some level of blowback and criticism because I'm talking about two people that are far more successful and popular than I am, and I'm willing to take the criticisms because that's what happens on the internet. You're going to get criticized when you take a stance on something, regardless as to what it is. There's just different levels to what type of criticism you're going to get. And Tim Pool is a very successful and popular show, rightfully so, and Jack Murphy has his own following. So one of the main criticisms I have gotten, or at least responses I have gotten, is this clip right here. And just for full disclosure, we're going to play this clip. And I appreciate all of the feedback. I even heard from a few people that are subscribers to Jack Murphy, and they had some great things to say about him. And I responded back, and I was like, thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that. You know, I'm glad that, you know, you got everything turned around and things are working for you, because different things work for different people. That doesn't change my opinion. I think Jack Murphy is a pathetic beta loser, and I'm going to continue to feel that way until he proves me different. But really, it doesn't matter. Who cares what I think? I'm just one guy with an opinion. But right here, the context here is that Jack Murphy was actually asked one other time before the time he blew up, and apparently that's justification for why he blew up. To me, this only confirms everything that people like me have been saying, that you're the reason this happened, Jack Murphy. Your response, if you would have handled that super chat just like an alpha male would, you wouldn't be having to deal with all of this craziness surrounding it. And the fact that we're going to cover him responding to another super chat prior to that one in the right way proves that you created this. You created this. Now, to be clear, last night, he talked about it in this video. He talks about how he was asked a question once and he deflected, which is what he should have done on the second one, but he couldn't because he's not a real man. So here's where he said it right here.
All the super chats before you read them out loud, right? A little bit of a warning. And then she asked me the question about the article, and I answered it politely. I deflected. I was like, that's not me. It's 180 degrees from whatever that article says. And I'd really rather not talk about it anymore. And then a couple minutes later, she literally asked me the same question all over again. And I cursed at her. I shouldn't have cursed at her. And I apologize, Sydney. I apologize to her.
So he said this last night. Now, all this does is proves that if you would have not lost your mind, it wouldn't be used against you. Because that's the reason the first clip's not being used, Jack. Because you handled it respectfully. I think still a little weak, but hey, you handled it. Let's listen so everybody can have the full context right here.
Because you guys are the advertisers. That's why we try to get through all of these and read all your
comments.
comments.
I got a few
Even
more.
if you're trapping me. No, I want to read this one first. Because I started it, and I'm going to finish what I started. Anamorphosis says, Elijah, and I apologize for this in advance, Jack, asked Murphy about the article he wrote about literally cuckolding his wife. I wish I was joking. True alpha.
Wow.
True.
Wow, you went there with that. I have absolutely no comment on that other than to say that whatever people's perception is about that, it's 180 degrees wrong. And it has nothing to do with people think what they're thinking it to be today.
Are we talking about sex right now?
Do you know what cuckolding is?
I totally thought you.
And that's fine. That's how you should have handled it the second time. The second question comes up and you go, yeah, like I said, it's just something that I think a lot of people misinterpreted, but I own the fact that I put it out there. It's just something that doesn't represent me anymore. And we're moving forward with a lot of positive things, and we're making some differences. And those are the things I want to focus on moving forward. But thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Boom, end of discussion. We don't have this conversation. This is not a conversation that's being had, but you responded the way you did. And then you've kept responding the way you have by blocking people on Twitter, by limiting your replies, and then going after the chat. But again, there we go. Here we go. Here's the rest of it.
You get a chicken and you hold it and you love it.
I just blanked out for a second.
You make more chickens. Brian Schultz says, Merry Christmas and happy first day of Noodlemas.
I told you she goes there. She just like reads the chats and is just like, hey, so there's a picture. Like, you should just like read this. Like, Is it true, Sydney, that the size of your boobs? She'll just read it like genuinely. You're like, okay, well, you read that out loud. That is on the internet for good. That's why this show has like 7 out of context accounts. Do you know about this?
No.
This show.
I'm about to find out, I'm sure.
Yes, you are. You'll probably end up being in it because they take the show,
yes,
they take
you
everything
did.
out of context. Is out of context Brandon, out of context Sydney, out of context Schaefer, out of context you are here, out of context so many things. And there's just, it is really scary what we say on this show. It's like,
Mr. Dick and Bowles says, "Hey Jack."
see, it's what she does. She does this. Like she reads it like that's normal. Like it's not even. She's not even just like, I'm not gonna skip the name. She just goes, "Mr. Dukenball said."
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? Fuck you for
Me?
bringing this up right here and right now.
Me?
Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
Elizabeth.
Now, they're not using the first clip against him. Why are they leaving out the first clip? Why are they leaving out the context? Because he handled it the right way. And if he would have handled the second question the right way, this conversation doesn't happen. End of discussion. So all this does is continues to prove that the reason this has happened is because of how Jack Murphy handled it. But he has made it significantly worse with how he has handled himself on Twitter, with how he has turned off his replies, by how he's blocked everyone. He's turned his YouTube comments off. He's gone after the chat. He and Tim Pool tried to dismiss all of the criticism on their show. It's bad. It's very, very bad. You cannot go after the audience. That is the number one rule of being on the internet. You can't go after the audience. Jack Murphy would not survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. He absolutely wouldn't. Because I keep playing this clip right here. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. He says, boundaries.
And she crossed it.
Oh,
And
get the-
that's part of being a man too, is saying, here's my boundary, please don't cross it. And then she crossed it, and I told her,
This dude. And as I said, could you imagine Jack Murphy going to a Modern Warfare 2 lobby and going, "Hey guys, my name's Jack. I'm here to play some video games, but I would like to set a few boundaries first. Okay, these are the things that I would not like you guys to bring up. And if you cross my boundaries, I'm going to be very upset." That is pathetic. It is truly pathetic. But that is why this continues to happen, is that it's a snowball effect. It's the Streisand effect. He has made this so much worse, and he continues to make it worse and worse and worse every single day. That is the problem right here. That is it. That's the core of it. The fact that he answered it once and that clip is not circulating proves that the way he handled it the second time is why this is happening. Because you simply could have said, yeah, like I said, that's just something that I've moved on from. I'm not necessarily proud of it, and I'm a different person now, and it's helped me become the person that I am today by, having those mistakes in the past and moving forward. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, but it's just not something I would like to, continue to talk about. Over, done. And yet here we are, where they're just continuing to attack people. So that's kind of, my further context on it. Again, I appreciate everybody, with their takes on it. Like I said, I've talked to a few people that have spoken very highly about, being involved with Jack Murphy's program and everything like that. And that's totally fine. I was very respectful to those people. Appreciate them reaching out to me. And I'm glad that they are making some strides to move forward, because everybody's path is different and everybody needs to find what works for them. And if you are a supporter of this man and you follow his program, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I don't like him. I don't want anything to do with him, but that's your choice, and you have my full support to do whatever works best for you and your situation. I'm still going to have my opinions on this, and that's what I'm going to continue to share. And same for Tim Pool. If you're supporting Tim Pool, go for it. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with anybody doing what works best for them on this platform. I took some exception to Tim being like, well, there's these drama channels and we're just above all that. I can't stand that elitist attitude. And a lot of people have been like, oh, Jack and Jeremy. I don't want to be on Tim Pool's show. I have no desire to be on Tim Pool's show. That has been discussed for a long time. A lot of people are scared to criticize Tim Pool for various reasons, so they want to be on his show. I don't want to be on Tim Pool's show. I have no desire to talk to him. I have no desire to be on his show so he can sit there and be Tim Pool. Congrats on his platform. I respect the fuck out of what he's built. I respect the fuck out of all of it. And in a lot of ways, I'll strive to, try to learn from his template and then create my own path. But I respect the dude immensely from that perspective. I just don't like him. And if you're confident in yourself, then you can respect other people and what they've done and appreciate what they've done without really liking them or their content. And I fully respect Tim Pool and his content. It's just not someone I want to talk to, but it is what it is. If anybody else is friends with him, that's cool. I don't play you're friends with this person, no, that's cool, man. I have no problem with that. But anyway, that's the latest update on this. I just wanted to give some further context because people were pointing that out, and I felt it was only right to give more context to that so people understood that. Again, it was addressed, and to me, when he mentioned it last night, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change his response. It only confirms that his response is the reason he's in this position. Because if he would have responded to the second super chat like he did the first super chat, we're not having this discussion. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.